Good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be conducting the pre-bid conference for two civil works project. To start with, please all stand for a prayer.
Let's pray. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Almighty God, praise and thank you for this day. You have given us another opportunity to appreciate your life. We will appreciate Jesus and Jesus and others. These are the last of our shortcomings. Let us surrender the practice. We will learn how to help us to justice.
Engineer May Tabiano. Our Vice Back Chairperson, Engineer Francisca Macon. And for the back members, we have Ms. Joy Despar, Engineer Edura Zunian. And for the back DPWH, we have Engineer Adrian Bon Villarreal, Engineer Ivy Celesta, Engineer Flor Angel Gagnanan, Ms. Gail Candice Cañete, Engineer Lea Joy Galindo, and also have here our back set member, we have Ms. Cherry Jean Esca, and representative from Planning and Design Section, Engineer Paulo Macalalang. We don't have any representative from prospective bidders attended this afternoon's pre-bid conference.
Contract ID 24GE0012. Construction of concrete road, construction of Sitio Ubog to Sitio Proper Road, Barangay Lanipi, Nueva Valencia, Guimaras. Location, Lanipi, Nueva Valencia, Guimaras. With an ABC of 25,740,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Contract duration, 130 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 25,000 pesos. Contract ID 24GE0013. Construction of concrete road, construction of Tanag to Bacaw Road, Barangay Tanag and Barangay Bacaw, Buenavista, Guimaras. Location, Tanag, Buenavista, Guimaras. With an ABC of 9,900,000. Source of fund, FY 2024 National Expenditure Program, Early Procurement Activity. Contract duration, 65 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000 pesos. The scope of works for 24GE0012 and 24GE0013. Part B, Other General Requirements. Part A, License Category B. Single largest project above 10 million up to 100 million. Allowable range of contract cost up to 100 million pesos. The required pickup license for 24GE0013 projects are as follows. Size range, small b. License category, C and D. Single largest project above 500,000 up to 10 million pesos. Allowable range of contract cost up to 15 million pesos. Major categories of works for 24GE0012 bronze. Since these projects are under early procurement activities, it is understood that the funds for these projects are to be approved for FY 2024 for the information and guidance of all interested prospective bidders.
Section 4, General Conditions of Contract. Notes on the general conditions of contract. The general conditions of contract in this section read in conjunction with the special conditions of contract in Section 5, and other documents listed therein should be a complete document expressing all the rights and obligation information which may be needed, shall be introduced only through the special conditions of contract. Number 1, scope of contract. This contract shall include all such items, although not specifically mentioned, that can be reasonably inferred as being required for its completion as if such items were expressly mentioned herein. All the provisions of RA number 9184 and its 2016 revised IRR, including the generic procurement manual and associated issuances, constitute the primary source for the terms and conditions of the contract and thus applicable in contract implementation. Herein clauses shall serve as the secondary source for the terms and conditions of the contract. This is without prejudice to section 74.1 and 74.2 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184, allowing the GPPB to amend the IRR, which shall be applied to all procurement activities, the advertisement, posting, or indication of which were issued after the effectivity of the said amendment. Number 2, sectional completion of works. If sectional completion is specified in the special conditions of contract, references in the conditions of contract to the works, the completion date, and the intended completion date shall apply to any section of the works other than references to the completion date and the intended completion date for the whole of the works. Number 3, possession of site. The procuring entity shall give possession of all parts of the site to the contractor based on the schedule of delivery indicated in the ECC, which corresponds to the execution of the works. If the contractor suffers delay or incurs cost from failure on the part of the procuring entity to give possession in accordance with the terms of this clause, the procuring entity's representative shall give the contractor a contract time extension and certify such sum as fair to cover the cost incurred, which sum shall be paid by procuring entity. If possession of a portion is not given by the above date, the procuring entity will be deemed to have delayed the start of the relevant activities. The resulting adjustments in contract time to address such delay may be addressed through contract extension provided under Annex E of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184. Number 4, the contractor's obligations. The contractor shall employ the key personnel named in the schedule of key personnel indicating their designation in accordance with ITB Clause 10.3 and specified in the BDS carry out the supervision of the works. The procuring entity will approve any proposed replacement of key personnel only if their relevant qualifications and abilities are equal to or better than those of the personnel listed in the schedule. Number 5, performance security. Within 10 calendar days from receipt of the notice of award from the procuring entity, but in no case later than the signing of the contract by both parties, the successful bidder shall furnish the performance security in any of the forms prescribed in Section 39 of the 2016 revised IRR. The contractor, by entering into the contract with the procuring entity, acknowledges the right of the procuring entity to institute action pursuant to RA number 3688 against any subcontractor, be they an individual, firm, partnership, corporation, or association.
Number 7, warranty. In case the contractor fails to undertake the repair works on the misfavor, if any, set forth in the SCC, the contractor's liability under this contract and behaviors relative to contract acquisition and implementation, such as rates in the contractor's bid, shall be used for small additional amounts of work only when the procuring entity's representative has given written instruction in accordance for the additional work to be paid for in that way. Number 11, program of work. The contractor shall submit intervals no longer than the BOP or the procuring entity to an amount not exceeded 15% of the total contract price. Such requests for payment shall be verified and certified by the procuring entity's representative or project engineer, except as otherwise stipulated in the SCC, materials and equipment delivered on site but not completely put in place shall not be included for payment. Operating and maintenance manuals. If required, The contractor will be provided as-built drawings and or operating and maintenance manuals as specified in the SCC. If the contractor does not provide the drawings and or manuals by the date stated above, or they do not receive the
This section are intended to assist the procuring entity in providing contract-specific information in relation to corresponding clauses in the GCC found in Section 4. The special conditions of provisions of the GCC must be incorporated. Amending works are applicable at the rate
realistically and competitively and fairness in procurement be realized, responsiveness of bids be ensured, and the subsequent task of bid evaluation facilitated. The specifications should require that all goods and materials to be incorporated in the works be new and used where similar conditions prevail. The general specifications should cover all classes of workmanship, materials, and equipment commonly involved in construction, although not necessarily to be used in a particular works contract. Deletions or addenda should then adopt the general specifications to the particular works. Care must be taken in drafting specifications to ensure that they are not restrictive. In the specification of standards for goods, material, following clause may be inserted in the SCC. Sample clause, equivalency of standards and codes. Wherever reference is made in a contract to specific standards and codes to be met by the goods and materials to be furnished and work performed or tested, the provisions of the latest current edition or revision of the relevant standards and codes in effect shall apply, unless otherwise expressly stated in the contract. Where such standards and codes are national or relate to a particular country or region, other authoritative standards that ensure a substantially equal or higher quality than the standards and codes specified will be accepted, subject to the procuring entity's representatives' prior review and written consent. Differences between the standards specified and the proposed alternative standards shall be fully described in writing by the contractor and submitted to the procuring entity's representatives at least 28 days equal or higher quality. The contractor shall comply with the standards specified in the documents. These notes are intended only as information for procuring entity or the person drafting the bidding documents. They should not be included in the final bidding documents.
For drawings and bill of quantities, please see the uploaded files on PhilGIPS and DPWH website. These are the documents comprising the bid: legal documents, PhilGIPS registration, SEC registration or DTI registration, mayor's permit, tax clearance, technical documents requirements, statement of ongoing contracts, statement of bidder's single largest completed contracts, pickup license, financial documents requirements, financial bid form, bill of quantities, detailed estimates including summary sheet, quarterly, monthly, cash flow, and payment schedule. Of electronic official receipt number 8. Bid opening for 24 GE 0012 and 24 GE 0013 shall be on December 11, 2023, Monday at 9 a.m. at second floor bidding room, DPWH Guimaras District Engineering Office, San Miguel, Hordan, Guimaras. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidder's representative who choose to attend. Late bid shall not be accepted. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidder for electronic submission on or before December 11, 2023, Monday at 9 a.m. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated. Since there's no representative from the contractor, there's no clarification. This